This is what it sounds like when your dreams get pushed over and thrown away. That's not cool. Yeah, this is what
Okay, so hey, listen, I have to tell you, your Instagram post on your day of your marathon was so awesome. It was like mile 1, mile 2, clicking out your times.
It was awesome.
I mean, it was so great. Now I did it was like, it was just so fantastic. So tell me a little bit. I mean, last time we talked, it was all pre, you were ready to go. It was all set. It was literally like, if I remember right, it was like literally a couple of days before you were ready to rock. So okay, so tell me, what were some of the major like highs and lows? So let's go 3, let's go 3 highs and 3 lows
Of the whole day.
of the whole day. I mean, we're talking
How
like,
did it start? What
it's like,
yeah,
it's like,
I got it. So all highs, right? We got the medal. So
oh, look at that. There
Yeah,
it
okay.
all
is.
highs. That's the
Nice.
number one thing, right? We completed the marathon. So as I told you, I don't know if I got into it with you guys last time. So I had like a stretch goal for myself, based off what I was training, and so I was really trying to push myself to go for a 3:30 marathon, which is tough, right? Like if you think about that, that's 8 minutes a mile, right?
Oh, it's fast. It's a long way to go.
It's fast, right? Long way to go, exactly. So I don't know if you guys checked the weather out over here during that time. Obviously I'm sure the weather is different for all three of us, but it was the hottest day of the damn year.
Oh, how hot?
So
How hot is that? How hot is that?
So it was 75 degrees that day. And I have yet to train in 75 degree or run yet, right? So usually when I run, as you guys know, I told you last time, everything I do is in the morning before my day starts, before, my girl starts, Christian wakes up, anything like that. So I try to get all my training done, working out before the day starts, and that kicks off my day for work and everything. So marathon came. I wasn't nervous. I was super focused. I was there. I was ready. Was talking to somebody who was going for a Boston qualifier, and we were just talking, and then fine. So the race started about 10 minutes late.
Did you tell him the story? Did you tell this guy that's trying to qualify for Boston the story?
No,
my word!
I didn't want to do anything.
Jeez, you know what?
That would have given you an advantage. You have in these situations, Damien. You need every psychological advantage over your opponent.
Boston qualifier is what, 7 minutes. There was no way I was getting there, right? So especially in the age group. So there were two pacers. That were around the time that I didn't even know that was part of a marathon, to be honest with you. Obviously it's my first one, so I didn't even know that they had pacers.
Super helpful. Yeah,
really. And I never ran with anybody before.
Okay, so you never ran with anybody before?
I never ran with anybody. Usually my runs are about they're like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, and then on my long runs for the weekend, they're about 7 o'clock in the morning. I try to simulate race day as much as I can.
Got it.
So the two pacers that were within the time frame that I was looking for, one was 3:35 and the other one was 4:05.
Okay.
So I didn't want to run with the 4:05, right? So I know I had my stretch goal of 3:30. So I ran with the 3:35 pacer, which in all actuality, I should have probably just ran in between them or just stood in the back of that pack, right?
Yeah.
So I stood with them, and I was good until about mile 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was running with them side by side with the pacer, and I was good. I was breathing, and I checked the heart rate, and I was like, it's going up there, right? But the heat was there. And now, so this there was no crowd. This was in a trail in the woods. So there was nothing. It wasn't like people were cheering you on, so you can get that excitement, that extra energy, right? From what I thought would be a traditional marathon, right? I wasn't expecting Boston atmosphere, but I was expecting
people around, people on the street.
Yeah. So 75 degree weather, higher altitude, right? Which I never got to train up there because we're in the mountains.
In the mountains,
New York, it's north, about an hour and a half north. And then around mile 18, the heat just, I mean, it just took over. I mean, there was trees and it was no trees for miles, right? So but you're in there, it's pollen, and not to make excuses, right? I probably should have just got out the gates around 8:40 and just stood 8:30 pace, and then just stood there and let that training take me to wherever it took me, and wherever I landed. Um, so as that went on, I just kept on fighting it. So probably from mile 18, 19, yeah, probably from mile 20, I stopped at every mile and just stretched.
Okay.
I had to stretch my leg because the groin was tight.
Yeah.
I had no other choice.
Yep.
So kept going, and then at one point, as you can see in the video, I couldn't have the full video. I had to edit it because Instagram only allowed for that.
Right.
Sure. So I want to keep it real, show the good, bad, and the ugly. I'm not here to create a highlight reel for Instagram and for the word. I wanted to show. So Ryan was really active up around mile 22. So I worked a little bit, probably like 100 meters or so, and it just kept on pushing. It just really dialed back the pace a lot, and then came out 26 and tried to just pick it up as much. So then I realized we started at 7:10. I was like, oh, I got a shot.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You're ahead of schedule.
I was like, oh, okay. Sub 4 was really the first goal, right? Finish line, or right about like the 200-meter mark, right when it was left. The guy's like, well, he still has a chance for sub 4, and I hear my son like screaming, and you can hear him in the video.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Get here.
Oh.
So I was like, so then I ran, and we want to finish at 3:58:15. So yes, there was sub 4.
How about that?
Good work, man.
3:58:15. I did notice that. Now again, I wasn't pushed. Whenever I'm running, sometimes it's not that tight. But any way you look at it, I always do a dead sprint whenever I turn the corner and there's the finish line, just so everybody, it looks as though I ran that fast the whole time.
The whole way, yeah. But bro, for a first effort, for a first timer, first time like really recently running and picking up on all of this, you're picking up on all the learning and all the strategy and planning, and those elements are super serious. It makes sense that in the middle of the race you really start to struggle with the heat like that. I've always heard 45 to 50 degrees is ideal for, so you're going 20 or more degrees over that, which is
tough. There was no cloud in the sky.
Oh yeah.
It was hot.
Well, what's interesting is what you're giving testimony to is that you set a stretch goal, right? You set a stretch goal just this year, where you're saying, listen, I'm going to wake up one day, I'm going to do a marathon. And then you're saying, hey, listen, while I'm there, this is what I'm going to stretch to. And what you're giving testimony to, which I think all of our listeners would really appreciate, is that you also learn as you stretch, as you set your stretch goals, that a part of the journey and the success of it all is actually gaining more experiences. So the way in which you think now about how you run and how you do, and that it's going to be informed by your experience. And I think this other thing is that then those kind of dynamics you're going to apply to other areas of life too. That you're probably going to go, hey, I'm going to calculate these kinds of things to think through how your body works and how other things happen too. So that's a huge advantage.
And it's a lot of learning. Go ahead, Russ.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in the stretch really is what keeps you going. Joe, I saw today on his Instagram, he posted earlier this morning, we're not even a week out from the first marathon. He's talking about a month from now, he's running a half marathon. Sheesh. And he's already got the date. He's, running headlong into this training, which is amazing. It really is amazing. What do your legs feel like today? Because I know I've never run a marathon, but I know I've seen people that have, and they just talk about just the incredible leg pain. Does your building have stairs? Today?
I'll get into it. Right. I ran the next morning.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to, because of lactic acid
build up. Yeah, lactic acid build up. Right. So I ran.
Look at that! Look. He said he's just a regular.
I busted out lactic acid, Rush.
Yeah.
You did. You science. Right? You've always been good with the science.
All right, so you run the next day.
I ran. I ran all week. I ran 3 miles easy pace on Monday. Tuesday I ran about 2.5 miles, pushed to about 8 minutes a mile. Seventh, I wanted to make sure my legs were still working. Wednesday I took a rest day, which was a workout day. Um, Thursday I ran 4 miles. Was pushing. I did some speed work, some speed. Oh look, the ambulance is back. Perfect. So I did some speed training on Thursday. I didn't mean to. I got out the house and I was like, I just gonna run calmly, and then nothing above 8:30. So it was 8:30, I think 24, then 7:42, then 7:24. So 4 miles, and then this morning I ran. What I run today? Today I ran 3 miles, yeah, 3.1, so another 5K. I
Dude.
try to run like on a regular day, just try to run 5. So tomorrow I'm gonna run. I got some stuff to do tomorrow for Sunday, so I'll have to cut it short. I was gonna go for 10 tomorrow, but I'll
I'm
probably just
super
go.
impressed, man. I'm super impressed by that. 2 weeks ago is when I ran that half marathon, and I'm not going to start doing any kind of training until next week. I took 4 days off with no running. I felt like I was really, I mean, you're way beyond now. You're way beyond because of the marathon training as well. You have a lot more miles in the most recent training. So, but still, that's really impressive, dude, that you're super impressed by your run.
I'll leave it to you like this, right? So, I can't lead by example from behind the pack, right?
Straight up.
So, it's to really show people what's possible, especially my two boys who are, in pivotal points in their life, my brother and my son,
Yeah.
Being 25 and one turn, 25 is where you really start to grow up, right, to become an adult. My son turning 13. So showing them what's possible with dedication and discipline, because motivation is not always there. Like I'm not always motivated to get out of bed, right? There's some days it's like 5 o'clock in the morning and, I just kind of want to lay here in the AC, but I mean, I know what drives me and, it's just getting up and getting it done. If I could die and they could put everything on my tombstone, that there needs to be room for a savage, and that needs to read savage on it. Like that's where I'm headed. The reason why I say that is, I mean, I'm already registered for a second marathon, right? In October. So like I'm just going, right? Like I'm going, and there's.
Good for you.
Well, what's interesting, Damien, is that when you're talking about those things, I think for me, if it was just about me, I don't think that I would ever really have any sort of sustainable commitment to stretch. I think that we really are motivated to be a part of something that is outside of ourselves. Because even in our humanness, we know that, I don't know, I'm just me living just for me just doesn't seem as satisfying as being a part of something that I get to contribute to be a part of something that's greater. And when you're saying, hey, listen, I'm going to get up and certainly I'm going to do that in a way that's good and helpful for me to grow. But what I always hear in your heart, man, is I hear that you want to be able to be an example and a support and an encouragement to your family, and to be honest with you, hanging out with us, that you're actually just being kind to us,
super kind,
to be able to share that with us too.
Yeah, if I can help one person in the world to change, it's a super win, right? If I could just get somebody to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to make these little changes in my life to be better for myself or for them to be better for their family. I mean, it's a win right there for me. I just want to try to help inspire change.
That's a key part of your story. As we've had our conversation, even the last time that we talked, is you're always thinking about other people. Joe, I have a question that I think you're going to like and echo with Damien is so obviously this is a bonus episode, which is incredible it's incredible for me and Joe, because I mean, seriously, this is two idiots on a podcast, and it's like becoming a real podcast. When you have a bonus episode, you become three idiots. Damien just put up the number 3. Okay, you're in. We welcome you into the club of idiots. Okay, 3 idiots on a podcast. This is a real podcast because we have a bonus episode That's
I
how
love
you
it.
know you've done it.
Everybody knows you've made it when you have a bonus episode. Everybody
But for
knows
real,
that.
here's the thing. So I've been thinking about this since the last time that we talked, and I want to ask you about it because you said something when you texted me, which was awesome that you had texted me and just let me know how the race went. The last time that we talked, I've been thinking about this since then because you said it multiple times, and I don't know, there was something kind of like it was super Bronx, super New York, rugged. You said twice the last time that we met, you talked about this old person that you were, and that
Yes.
you had killed him and buried him, and you were going to make sure he never came back again. And I've been really thinking about that because I have an old person in me that I'm trying to leave behind every day, as does Joe. And one of the things you said when you texted me and said that the demons came back that you talked about. And I wanted to ask you, what do you mean? What was going on in the race? What were you wrestling with internally?
So it wasn't even so. All right, I'll put it to you like this: once I crossed the starting line, I knew the only way back out of that race was to cross the finish line, right? So that was first and foremost. I knew that was going to happen if I crawled across the finish line. It wasn't going to come out. No, there was no DNF in mine. But during those times, and you saw in the video, right, and me explaining earlier, like the groin was acting up, the heat was there. I mean, it was. How many things did I do that were so negatively or that negatively impacted my life, and I enjoyed it, right? Or I stood in that as that person throughout my life when I was younger, and those to speak to those demons and feel that come out, like there's no quit in you, right? Like if you can do those things to negatively impact you, right? So not as far as the demon speaking, but just thinking of those times, thinking of those days and those things that I've done. If I can do those things with a smile on my face, or thinking I was enjoying those, like this will benefit me so much from now and further beyond in my life, that there was no way that you're going to allow that to happen in your life, but not this. Right. So it was like, you will continue to fight through this no matter the elements. If there's a tree that falls on your leg, you will drag it right to over that finish line and get there and get it done. But yeah, it was any kind of doubt that was there. I buried that person and left them in the woods, and that person will never be. I'm saying it a little bit more PG.
I like it.
But I left that person buried there, and I will never be that person again, or ever have that person come out. It's gone. And I had a moment with my mother, and we spoke, and it was good, man. The family was there. They had fat heads for me, but man, it was I left that person behind, and now it's me, and now the challenges are there. I have so many things that I'll be posting and
amazing
doing as these things come. We have the half marathon in 3 weeks away. I'll be doing a 4x48 challenge after that, which is
you're going all in
4 miles every 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours, and then we got the marathon coming up in October. Just go out there and chase it. Like, let's not settle. Complacency in this society has taken over, and it's time to shake things up. And if I can help anybody who's following my page, then let's get it done.
What do you think about that, Joe? I think it's just incredible, man.
Let's get it done.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was fun. It was definitely fun. It was a blast of a day. To be able to, you shed skin, like, and just shed that old person. Get them out.
It makes me I don't know. It makes me want to come run a half marathon with you. I don't know if you would let me. Like, can I come to your house? I'm not. I'm not making promises, but I'm also not entirely joking. Like I would come run a half marathon with you. I'm not. I'm not a great runner or anything, but to come and just like do it together, and I mean, I'll sleep on the floor. I'm being for real when I say that.
Listen. Well, all I'm saying is that I think this would be a time where I just need to say that last night last night I had a Little Caesars pizza with cheese sauce and pretzel bread. So just
Go run it off,
I don't
yo.
know. Again, I'm just saying that while you guys are running, I'm just gonna maybe
That's
I'll
fine.
maybe I'll think about that too.
That's
I
fine.
love pizza, so my diet is very different. I don't eat any kind of dairy or anything, but I do have veggie slices and
Right.
I need to carb up. So
Well, I tell you what, it just has been such a joy, honestly, to hang out with you and to meet you. And I
I
just tell you
appreciate
what,
that,
that
bro.
this podcast and this excuse to just to meet people and to hear their stories. I tell you what, I don't think that Rush and I thought that we would be blessed and enjoy it so much. So thanks for being on our, our little show, and for making it an official show by being a part of a bonus podcast.
Well, you guys got it. You guys did it. You made it. You're there now.
Sweet stretch goal for us completed.
Yes.
Completely. You got it, man. Everybody rushes to the end. Let's enjoy the journey and let's just tackle each day. And like I say every time, it's attack the day, man. Do what
Awesome.
you got to do to get better. But
That's
I appreciate
awesome.
you guys having me. Thank you so much.
And this isn't the
Hey,
end.
you
We're
bet.
going to keep following. We're going to keep following
Yeah, for sure.
and
Thank you, guys.
staying in touch. Sam, you're like our target, like our target market, sort of.
I liked it.
Now you can say that it stinks. You can say that it
yeah,
stinks.
maybe you
It's
can.
interesting. The one question I do have is because I know when people get put on the spot, they turn very, very much into someone who likes to speak to the masses, and I wonder if that's actually how he thinks when he's not talking.
You mean the part where he's talking, he's kind of giving self-help, or he's giving like motivational content?
Yeah. Like what he said works. It makes sense and it's interesting.
I think he's preaching to himself.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think he's I think he's preaching to himself. I think he genuinely believes those things, and I think he genuinely is preaching that to himself, and that's been a helpful motivator for him. And so he wants to preach. I think he's preaching to others, but I think in the end, I think he's actually preaching to himself at the same time, because he's so early in the journey. Then you're going to share with others what you want to believe and what you hope you can be. And you want to share that with others if it was meaningful for you. So my guess is that the guy, he heard those things and he's like, I'm going to do that. And that it's worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so then therefore he wants to share that, which is a biblical principle, right? That
Sure.
That what completes our joy is sharing our experience.
Right.
And not just taking it all in, but then to share it. And certainly with Damien, that he's been impacted by those ideas that I don't have to be the same, and I don't have to be a slave to the worst parts of myself.
Right.
But rather I can motivate myself by saying, you know what, I can be something that's different. And because he heard that somewhere, that resonates with him, and now because that's been a motivator for him, he wants to complete his joy by sharing that with others, which is really interesting, because every time he talks about his motivation for doing something has always gone back to his kids, all right, and his family, and that sort of responsibility. You can see that he bears that, and that was a motivator for him.
This illustrates the fact that there's very little forethought going into this podcast. I have not thought at all until Sam says it. I've not thought at all about, Joe, if we put people on the podcast, they might not be honest.
Right.
I've not thought about that one time until you said it. And it's a good thing it doesn't concern me, because I don't think that we've experienced that yet, but it's a good thing to think about as we keep going.
And I guess in the end, the observation is worth exploring. And that's why what we're doing is such an interesting human experience. And because we're going, okay, we're not really doing anything, but we are wanting to have a conversation.
Yeah.
and it's interesting to watch people respond differently to that.
Yes.
More often than not, even just in the episodes that we've had, everybody starts with a sharp, crisp image.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time we're done, you can just see their shoulders relax. And you're able to like hear an honest, not that they were dishonest before, but to hear, maybe to explore, to allow us to hear them even more than what they had before.
Right.
And I mean, that's what we're doing. I guess the other question is, Sam, is that, did it stink? That's all I'm saying. Like,
that's
liked
the
it.
real
stink?
question.
Huh?
I liked it.
Yeah, you like
Yeah.
it? All right.
All I'm saying is that you have to be a dog to not run a whole marathon without music.
I know, right?
Oh yeah.
In the
Or
middle of-
run the whole
a dog's-
training.
A dog's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
all right,
good.
just wanna
Okay.
make sure,
A
just
dog.
make sure.
A dog.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Big
savage.
dog.
I mean, you got. I mean, that's pretty hardcore.
And to run all of your training with no music and no other person.
at 5 o'clock in the morning,
At
for
5
crying
in the
out loud.
morning.
Shoot.
All I'm saying is that when the 75 degrees thing, when he said, "Oh, that was hot," you just then had to realize that you're in it for 26 and a half miles.
Dude, right?
Because like 75 in California is great. Let's be honest. That at the beach is awesome. But then you're up in elevation and you're running 26 miles.
On a trail in the woods by yourself with
then you
the
realize,
demons
wow,
of your
this is
life surging through your mind.
All I'm saying is that I'm like, I became a real fan of this guy. And I was like, at the end, I was like, now again, I'm not going to say creepy stuff like, can I come over to your house and sleep on your floor?
I thought that was going to be creepy.
Because I don't say stuff like that. I don't say stuff like that. I'm not like, hey, can I come to your house and make
But
a
you know who
sandwich?
does?
Sheesh.
I do.
You've done that twice now too. You did it to the repo guy too. You're like, hey man, can I come over to your house and meet your family? I'd love to take your kids to the park.
Be a part of it.
You literally said that, Rush. You were like, hey, can I come over to your house and take your kids out for the park? And I'm like, what
That's
are you
not what I
doing?
said.
Like, yeah,
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said
that's what you said.
all of us will go. All of us.
But I want to take you and your kids to the park. That's what you said.
No.
Did you not say that?
I did not say that. I didn't. I said we. I said
It was implied.
His name is Sam, and I said, Sam, I want to come visit sometime, coming through town, and we can go get pizza with your kids, and then we can go repo cars. And now that I'm repeating it in hindsight, okay, it sounds a little creepy. And now that we're talking about it with Damien,
hey,
the part where I said, "Can I sleep on your floor?"
Which I'm just saying.
So that's the way. That's it. Sam, I'm talking to Sam Keller now. Sam, that's how we can answer the question.
Oh gosh.
We may never know, but one way that we can know if they're being authentic is if they let me come over.
Oh my goodness. No, but I do think that, Rush, all joking aside, is that you were feeling what we were all feeling.
Yeah, we're friends.
We're like, we actually made a connection with this guy.
Sure, we're friends now.
Now again, I wouldn't necessarily crawl into his house and sleep. Me personally, that's not what I would do. But Rush, that's why we're friends.
But you would go if I was going.
You know that's true.
Yeah,
I would.
After some careful planning.
I love this podcast. This is so much fun. All right, I gotta roll.
All right. That was fun.
Okay, bye, Rush.
Don't see it. Thank you, Sam, for being here. You're great.
Yeah, this is what it sounds like when your life gets pushed over and you go astray. Yes, you go astray.